Morning Joe viewers may have voted with their remotes as the show lost nearly a third of its audience in the key demographic after they revealed the meeting. And that shows how difficult a course correction would likely be, not just for Morning Joe, but for the entire network. The Morning Joe saga shows how quickly MSNBC fans would probably jump ship if they tried to, pivot towards the center. And so it seems, at least in the short term, it leaves MSNBC with no choice but to try to go back and double down and get more extreme to the left. Now, that strategy could work. The opposition party needs a media entity. But after 9 years of a nonstop anti-Trump message, are viewers tiring of that kind of programming? Keep in mind, the other major left-leaning network, CNN, has also taken a ratings nosedive since the election. But MSNBC now has issues that go beyond its ideological crisis, with the announcement today that MSNBC and other Comcast-owned cable channels are being separated from the parent company and turned into its own entity. The spun-off company, which will be called, I'm not kidding, SpinCo, will not include NBC News, which means MSNBC now could lose access to all the NBC reporters that sort of serve as the backbone of their news gathering. And they might even have to change their name. This morning, Joe and Mika tried to make light of the situation, but I'm not sure how convinced they were.
Drudge at the top said, oh, like news meltdown, all this other stuff. I mean, I could be completely wrong. We could all be fired a year from now or whenever this happens. You never know what's going to happen.
Or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not trying to suggest MSNBC is going to disappear, right? But it definitely seems like what's happening at the network right now may be more than just a bump in the road. Joining us now is Tezlyn Figaro, who's been a regular guest on MSNBC. She's the chief political correspondent for Revolt News and a former Bernie Sanders campaign advisor. So good to see you here in person.
Glad to be here.
All right, so do you think that they're in this kind of trouble?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
We can look at what the American public has did as far as Trump winning all 7 swing states. You know, it's been a major shift. And one of the things that people talk about is the media. Where can you actually get fair and balanced coverage? Although I've been on MSNBC, I can tell you that my objective opinion, me being an independent, has not always been popular at MSNBC, which is what is important on what you're doing here, Dan, at NewsNation, to really be able to have different sides, different opinions. And so with MSNBC pushing this hard line, remember in the beginning, I'm old enough to remember that Morning Joe was a big fan of Trump in the very beginning. They normalized Trump, and then they switched and were completely anti-Trump. And now that he's won, now it's, oh, you know, we need to talk to the president. So viewers are confused. They're confused because you sold them one message, and now they lost. And so now they're fatigued to say, what do I believe? Who do I believe? And where can I go?
What if they go further left, right? What if they just say they stop doing news altogether and they just say, we're going to go and we're going to become just extreme left all the time? Some people would say that they're already there, but let's say they try and hit that even harder. Could that work?
No, that absolutely wouldn't work, because the country is not extreme left. And, you know, are
there enough people, though, who would watch it?
Nah, well, we can see the numbers.
Yeah.
The math doesn't lie. You know, so one would argue that they already are extreme left. One would argue that MSNBC has been the opposite of Fox News. The difference is Fox News has been able to maintain their viewers, been able to keep their viewers engaged, and MSNBC has not been. And so I don't know how more far left they can go. I don't think it's possible. I mean, literally off the cliff left. But the country's not far left. And I even say that by working, you know, formerly working for Bernie Sanders. Most of the country is moderate and center. And so now trying to shift in the middle of the game to pretend as if you haven't been selling this message to folks that literally just did not land. The results don't lie. The math doesn't lie. And so now trying to switch it up in the middle of the game, people don't know who to trust. So they're not watching because they're tired of losing.
Yeah, well, and speaking of tired of losing, a new poll shows Harris with an overwhelming lead in the 2028 Democratic primary. Harris 41, Newsom 8, Shapiro 7. That's not going to be interesting or exciting for a left-wing audience to say, wait, that's going to be our candidate again? That's
ridiculous. Once again, here we go again with Democrats. I'm so critical of Democrats. Once again, counting victories that are not even, you know, on the table. You haven't did any organizing. You haven't made any investments. You're not focused on the midterms, and you're already talking about 2028. You know, this is a party that has literally been washed. Literally, you got mollywopped, to use a phrase that's very clear. And it's because of the disconnect from the everyday working class, the everyday citizen. And by even having a poll out to talk about 2028, and you didn't know you're going to win the midterms.
I just can't believe that they think that seeing what just happened, that 41% are by far in the lead would say, oh, yeah, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Let's have a rematch. Let's do it again. All right. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.